The grid, my friends, is online. Welcome! My name is Berries, and I'm going to have a quick look today to see where it is that you are at. And we got to dive into a little bit of the family karma, the family drama. Boo! Guys, this has been a very difficult, challenging month, but I really want you to make sure that you don't lose out on what it is that Divine is trying to show you at this time. We just had the full moon in Leo, and that was all about triggering the witch burn fear. It's this fear of being activated. Like if you actually came out and became the person that you actually truly wanted to be, you know that you will get rejected. That's a lot of what this particular full moon we just had has been doing its work for you guys. And the day that I'm channeling this is February the 13th. Like, forget Valentine's Day for a second, and we have to have a quick look at how Mars is now entering Aries. Mars is about our drive, our ambition. It can also govern our sexuality. And I get the sense that a few of you guys are going to be a little bit triggered while Mars transits through Aries. Because again, we have that witch burned wound from a little bit earlier, but because you are starting a new cycle, because you are stepping in, you are being gifted, I should say, the opportunity to step into stability, foundation, and these things are required in order to be the person who it is that you know you're supposed to be. This is going to be very high velocity. This is going to be really shifting you within your home, and you may struggle with feeling really impatient at this time, and the collective is going to want to fight their way out of the trauma. It's going to be so important that I'm hearing, don't make a scene. There's something about you want to be more vocal about what it is that you have gone through, but you're still fighting the past. As much as I enjoy the Ghostbusters, you technically cannot punch a ghost. Maybe you can boop it in the nose, assuming it has a nose, but this is a great chance for you to take advantage of this energy so that you stop fighting the ghosts of the family past, the ghosts of your family karma, and start clearing the energy. Because as long as you still hold on to old patterns, old belief systems, or genuinely believe that you have to hold yourself back in the name of the family, you will be stuck in a loop of their karma. The good news, guys, we have a solar eclipse coming up. Like this next week, for like the week of the 15th of February in 2026. This is a hard reset. And you're gonna probably start looping out, wondering if maybe you had the right idea or the wrong idea, because you've been a little bit dependent on how other people think of you, how the group thinks that we should solve a problem. And this is kind of where you becoming the black sheep is going to work in your favor. People in society are unhappy. A lot of members of your family are more than likely unhappy. Hell, I'm willing to bet to assume you're struggling with learning how to be happy. But if you're not willing to kind of anchor yourself in and be the cool patient, to be the cool child, to be the cool parent, to be the cool, and I'm not talking about, oh, I'm cool, look at me, I have my cool sunglasses on. This is, oh God, my Kundalini is activated. I'm just sweating now, just talking to you guys. You have to have a cool mind about what's going on, because you're going to be seeing things about your family, about your own habits, and it's just time to break it. I really don't get the sense there's a lot of resistance, because again, mark your calendars. February 18th is when Mercury begins to retrograde in Pisces. And it's this feeling like you're gonna have to revisit old wounds. But if you're revisiting these old wounds from an internal perspective, from the eternal perspective, you're gonna see a little bit more clearly why you behave the way you behave and why you don't actually need to continue doing that. So I'm gonna have a quick look. Let's have a look at where you are in your energy. I already shuffled the archetype oracle deck, but we do have a shapeshifter who is hanging out within your energy. Where are you at? So we got the Father card, and it was in its reversal. So in this case, in the light aspect, it says talent for creating and supporting life, being a positive guiding light within a tribal unit, as opposed to dictatorial control, abusive authority. It's this feeling like, and this doesn't have to be literal, but it's this feeling like, I will never be like my father. I'm going to prove that I can be a better parent compared to my other parents. You know, my dad struggled with this. He grew up in a very abusive household, you know, alcoholism and just verbal and physical violence. And he always wanted to try and prove how he could be a better dad, to be a better father. And in the process of trying to ignore how his own mother reacted to things, how his own father reacted to things, he chose just to listen to the fear, and he allowed that to guide him. So whoever it is that you are, you've listened to the pain of your family, and you have made some kind of declaration saying, I'm going to do better. First of all, I will never, ever besmirch somebody, that has made the official declaration, I want to be better than what I was taught. I'm never going to berate you of that. Here's the challenge. You still have a lot of shapeshifters who are floating around in your energy, along with people who are sabotaging your efforts. And we do have the priest in its reversal. Yeah, like, because you have people around you that they're never the same, and they're projecting, because the shadow aspect says projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Here's the catch-22. You've got somebody, could be the father figure. It could be someone within, like, I am focusing on family. This habit can bleed out into your relationships, but it's this feeling like someone around you, they aren't actually who it is that you know they're supposed to be, or they're constantly blame shifting and trying to push the pressure onto somebody else. Maybe this is somebody trying to put pressure on your own lap. Maybe you're getting bad advice. There's actually a little bit of this sort of feeling like you're getting bad advice from somebody who doesn't actually want you to succeed, because the sabotager, these were both in their shadow aspects, induces the self-destructive behavior or desire to undermine others. So let's have a look at this person who is shape-shifting. They're never the same, and it's as though, they're using their words against you. They're trying to invalidate your reality. In some cases, they're trying to make you believe that maybe you are just like your father, you are just like that parent. But I think the real one is that you're just noticing how people are just a bunch of fucking hypocrites. So let's have a quick look. I'm gonna have a look at, let's what the fuck? What in the ever-loving fuck. Okay, so I definitely found someone in here is a little bit frustrated, and I'm even getting even more toasty with what's going on. What is it that we can help my friend on the other side of the camera to help them understand what it is that they think is going on? We're going to have a look at your egoic perspective. We'll also ask what the fuck your intuition could be telling you at this time. And we'll have a quick look at how they behaved in the past, how they're behaving now, and how they are probably going to continue behaving if nothing ever changes. Always assume things will never change with people who are in their dysfunction. Sadly, that is the reality of it. You have control of yourself. I'll say that again. You do have control of this situation, only in the sense that you can control how you technically react. We're also going to have a look at what it is you can let go, where it is you can focus, and we'll have a quick look at the hidden energy before I go to cut. Ace of Cups. This is the card of self-love, fulfillment. I've heard this referred to as the golden meniscus. Like, if you have, say, like a glass of water and, if you go to fill it up to the brim, it has that little dome shape before it starts to pour over. That's known as the meniscus. It's like you have been working on your sense of self-love and you're trying to be a better person. I get the sense you are trying to be the better person in all of this. In some ways, maybe be the better example, but with the Ten of Swords at the base, you're preventing your ability to feel enriched, overflowing, because you're having a very difficult time releasing something from the past. And this could be an old argument. It's impressive with families how if we're not in a good state, we'll totally bring up the past from 30, 40 years ago as if it was something that was done to us yesterday. It is PTSD, but this problem, whatever it is that you're struggling with, that's making you not believe that your heart should be flooded and overflowing with love and compassion. Yeah, whatever this is a family habit where you can love only so much and only go so far. And that's a little bit of a fatherly wound when you really think about it, because in our society, men are not supported to tune into their emotions the same way that women are encouraged to do so. And if you are male identifying, I want to continue to encourage you, don't give up on your sense of light, but don't give up on your boundaries to your emotions. Just because you have someone around you who doesn't appreciate what it is that you're offering them, it doesn't make you worthless or useless. Damn, we do the Queen of Pentacles underneath there, Four of Swords. Stop giving to this energy. In some ways, you have to go a little bit against your, what's the word I'm thinking of? You have to go against your programming, thinking that you have to keep feeding dysfunction, that you have to feed abuse. Like, maybe you were fed by an abuser. It doesn't mean that you need to continue that particular cycle. This is a very similar thing that I have been picking up, and we have to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Why? Because you are caught up in a karmic family loop. You think that you're supposed to be together. Like, this is supposed to be, we're supposed to be. We're meant to be. It's as though there's someone that told you had to be with a particular person. That's the only way you're going to get through life. That's the only way you're going to be able to partner up. That's the only way you're going to find a semblance of safety and security. However, your soul is miserable. Look how miserable you are. You are drained by this situation. And whenever I see this lovers in context to the ego, there's also this like, okay, I just got to keep giving to this. It's going to get better. I'm going to keep giving to this. Then they're going to love me again. They're going to keep it. And this is always the result. And, my dog's suddenly shaking everything off there. What's going on here? So we got the Star. Yeah, this person. Oh, they promised you something. They promised you wealth, partnership. They really promised you guys were going to build some kind of an empire together. But where is it that we're... Ace of Pentacles. Like, have a look at these roots. This person, even though this isn't in its reversal, because I do see this Five of Cups, it does actually warp whatever it is this card's trying to say. This person... They planted a seed, but then they unearthed it. This seed cannot grow or can't even survive unless it goes back into the soil. This is somebody digging up the past, and it's undermining you. Every single time somebody brings this up, it's as though, because Queen of Pentacles, if she's in her negative aspect, she gets off by being withholding. And I feel like you got someone who keeps promising you the world. This is gonna work out together. We're meant to be. We're gonna take over the world together. Like, I get this with business all the time. People hyping you up, thinking that this is the most incredible thing you're ever gonna be a part of. But it's all them. It's all of their energy. What's the future energy? Yeah, Four of Wands. because I really don't trust how these cards are trying to talk to me. Mostly because, again, we got a sabotager, we got a shapeshifter. This is the card of marriage, a party, a celebration, a victory. They really have gotten you thinking that if you continue to tolerate, either it's tolerating silence, tolerating gossip, backstabbing, or even just draining you dry, like it's stalling you and it's preventing you from taking care of yourself, because we have Queen of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles down here as well. They're just going to continue telling you there's going to be gold at the end of this rainbow. They're just going to keep telling you, no, I promised. I always fulfill my promises. But it's like this person only has one seed and they don't get it. This person doesn't understand how life works. You might have thought that they knew how life works. This person has no fucking clue how life works. They just think if they keep unearthing the seed and holding it to you, that you'll just stick around. They're not planning on growing with you. They're selling you a fantasy. This could even be a little bit of love bombing, and cards are just all over the fucking place. What is it that you can release about this situation? Hit 3 of Wands. Stop standing around waiting for something to actually happen. If you have been waiting around, waiting for someone to take action, you are going to be very disappointed. And I'm hearing you're going to be wasting a lot of time, energy, money, resources. And honestly, the 5 of Cups is a little bit of losing all of your flying fucks, because this person has a sad story. Don't they all, right? This person has a very, very sad story. Maybe they have the same sad story as you. I don't know. Maybe you both had shitty parents. Maybe you both have daddy issues. Maybe you both have daddy issues and don't realize you have daddy issues. It's totally fine. But it's like you have a trauma bond with this person and you're only sticking around because they're sad. You somehow seem to believe that if you stick around, they'll be happier. Because I think you're kind of stuck in this delusion as well. Thinking if you stick around, everyone will be happier. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's a consistent rationalization. And I hear this rationalization because if I show you even deeper down here, got a King of Swords. That's fatherly energy, but that's the fatherly energy that could convince you that what you're doing is a bad idea, only because that King of Swords opinion only matters to themselves. This person can't take into consideration how you feel. They can't take into consideration that you have a life. They can't take into consideration that maybe you want something different. And I think you've lost your sense of self in the process. What else do we have? Where can you focus? 9 of Swords. The only thing that your higher self really wants for you at this time is just to acknowledge you're not living the dream. You're living a nightmare. And if you're really struggling with trying to figure out how to get out of the nightmare, I do highly recommend that you go check out my Reiki-infused meditation to help you connect to the higher self. I do have a link in the description below, but what's really cool about this series, you're not just getting a video that is going to be supportive to you on occasion. You're actually opting into a quest, a chance for Reiki-infused videos and messages, all that have been channeled from your higher self to help support you, guide you, and get you back onto your feet. And if that actually sounds like something that you could really use at this time, make sure to go to the link below and sign up and join that journey, because there's something that your higher self has been trying to say to you. They're miserable. It's not your job to make them happy. They wish that they could be happy, but you aren't their medicine. They just know that you are a generous, kind person who actually has very poor boundaries. They kind of take advantage of the fact that you're a little bit exhausted at this time. When you're connected to who it is that you truly are, you can be honest with yourself. And what's kind of nice having the Reiki infusion is that it can help soothe your ego so that your body can just feel it and then heal it without judgment or shame. That's kind of the critical point when it comes to connecting with who it is that you are. There is a layer of grief. There is a layer of shame and anxiety that you held out so long for this person. And one of the key themes of that particular higher self journey I was just talking about, self-forgiveness. I really want to encourage you, you don't need to forgive this person. If you forgive somebody else, it's still for your own benefit. I want you to focus on forgiving yourself, especially if you held on to this energy for years, because nothing will change until you're ready to see it for what it is. And ideally, you should be able to see the situation from a soft, open heart. That was the Ace of Cups that we saw a little bit earlier. What's going on in the hidden energy? King of Cups. Don't allow yourself to think that you did a bad. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Like these are just things that I've constantly said to myself over the years. This is just your higher self putting you through a little bit of a boot camp to make you recognize it's okay to want better. It's okay to take care of your own emotional well-being first. It's totally healthy, thoughtful, and loving for you to take care of your mental well-being first. This is your initiation process. Like the King of Cups is the owner of that Ace of Cups that we saw a little bit earlier. Because the Queen can give away too much of her love, but the King knows what is worth filling up from within, because we were talking a little bit earlier about, the cup overflowing, the meniscus, when you're trying to fill a cup with liquid. The more you feel comfortable filling your own cup first emotionally, you're going to realize that you have the ability to put up healthier boundaries. You're going to recognize that, hey, maybe I do have worth, and maybe I don't agree with this person, and maybe right now they don't need to be in my life. It's up to you to decide how it is you want to deal with this person. But I just encourage you at this time, don't allow yourself to fall for the false notion that this person will change just because you're nice to them. Whew, wow. Okay. So let's keep this nice towards the end, nice and chill. I want to ask the animal guides. What lovely, kind message that is, encouraging and thoughtful that I can share with you, that will help be able to wrap everything up, have compassion for yourself, and recognize that you are truly the divine authority in your emotional reality. Oh, wow. We have White Raven Spirit, trust the magic. This is just one of my favorite First Nation stories, and this, in a nutshell, is the raven used to be white, and there was a tribe where the chief decided to steal the light of the world. They took the light of the sun, they took the light of the moon, and they took the light of the stars, and they hid it away in a chest, and they kept it in their teepee. So White Raven Spirit reincarnated as a man, snuck in to the teepee and released the light. But because the raven needed to reincarnate back into its bird form, it had to be able to grab the chest and fly through the smoke chute with all the light of the world. And because the raven elevated up, went through the smoke chute with the chest of the sun, the moon, and the stars, the smoke from the soot transmuted the raven. And that's why today ravens have the color of black within their feathers. That raven had to go through an entire process in order to sneak back in to retrieve light, to sneak back in and retrieve hope. You've been in a state of despair, but your guides are surrounding you at this time to let you know you're not going through a process because you are flooded with negative karma and you deserve it. You're going through a process because you chose to enter in to this family. You chose to enter into this timeline because you know that there is an important light that has to be released. You are part of the solution. I'm just saying, damn. Well, whoever it is that you are, damn. I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please make sure to check out that higher self meditation. I would love to have you on board for that. And make sure that you like this video and subscribe, especially if you find this content really useful, very helpful. And otherwise, when I see you guys at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.